Good thing about doing it all over is you don't have to worry about matching, especially if you ain't got a heavy metallic color, because on some colors you got to spray the same direction. So basically, if you was painting this panel piece by piece or in different areas, you need to follow your way you would spray your metallics, because you got a doorway in a certain way and you spray it opposite, your metallics will pretty well travel the other way, and then you get a whole different look. So something to be, cautious of. But this truck is going just Chevrolet black. So the good thing about doing it all over in Chevrolet black and having the down widget, you can actually do this piece by piece, section by section. So as you've seen in the previous video, I had some dents I need to tend to in this fender, one in the tailgate. I'm just going to paint the hood today and let the rest of the truck dry, because we took scuff paste to the whole truck. So that's what you're getting in this video. Me painting a truck. It sounds like the air compressor almost started. So the next step, since we removed that, and I'm going to be showing you how I personally going to paint this hood. You might have other ways to do it. This has already been primed, and it's pretty well already been scuff paste, but we do got some bar spots of metal showing. We're going to hit that with a little bit of epoxy, and then we're going to put some sealer on it. But beforehand, you want to check. We done wet check this panel. You seen in a previous video, we wet checked the whole truck. This panel is good. We do got a little bit of rough, I guess previous paint was black on this. You can see it right there. We are going to attend to that section of the hood before we even go any further. So stay tuned. We touched that spot up now with pretty well sandpaper, 600 grit, and got them little spots I showed you earlier in it. Now to finish prepping this hood, we are going to clean it off with not wax and grease remover, but we are going to be using spray away grass cleaners. So get you some paper towels, lint-free paper towels, the better, but if it's not lint-free, then you can pretty well, after you prep it, take an air hose, blow it off, and take a tack cloth before you spray it. And we got to address these with some epoxy, but they're small enough you could technically maybe get away with sealer. So let's go ahead and spray a spray away on it. You just want to cover the whole hood and then wipe it off. Get all the edges good. Spray away is some good stuff, especially if you don't want to use that harsh wax and grease remover, because on some primers, especially the 1Ks, it can soften them up. And if you don't get it quick enough off your panel, it can affect your panel. So spray away is usually pretty good to use on prepping a hood for paint, just like so. Thumbnail. If they're watching this, they should know to use rubber gloves, just in case, guys, to keep the oil off the panel from your hands and stuff. Now we would have removed these from this hood, but these is hard to get, and the bolts on the back side acted like they would break off. So we're just going to paint the louvers on the hood. If we could get them off, we would go ahead and remove them. But this is a budget paint job, and sourcing these out, man might have to buy a whole new hood just to get these parts. I don't know if you could buy them separate. So on budget projects, sometimes it's something you have to do, is just paint them with it on the truck or on the panel. Now we wiped it down with the spray away. We actually sprayed it twice. And just make sure everything's clean. Went around and checked all the edges, because you want to make sure your edges is pretty well scuffed, because paint does hang over here. Underneath of this hood, done been painted. We ain't really worried about any, overspray underneath of it, because you can't see that. And if you look underneath, it's pretty well just that factory color black. So yeah, it'll do just fine. As I said before, budget paint job, the more supplies you put in to masking this around, more paper and stuff like that, the more you run above a budget paint job, because the more supplies you use, the more you are out. So next step is let this dry, then take a tack cloth and a blow nozzle and tack this all off and blow it off real good. Make sure ain't no water, make sure ain't no moisture in any of these creases here. by just using a 2-pack tack cloth here. And you can put them back in a bag or a Ziploc bag and save them. Use them on the next panel, whatever you paint. Good way to save money. But when tack clothing and blowing this off, you usually got one hand. I usually use a blow nozzle in one hand and a tack cloth in the other. But you know, I can't do that while filming without my tripod. And you can see here, moisture I was talking about. You want to make sure all that is out. You don't want none of that showing up on your paint or your sealer coat, because we still got to fix them little bare metal spots and then seal this black. Tip on the tack rag, put it in a ball. Do not put pressure on it, because you can leave the sticky residue on the panel, and that can mess with your paint. Just glide over it just like so, just barely getting any dust and stuff. Well, we get that, then we go ahead and pretty well go to the next step. So this is the hood with the, you know, sealer applied, the black sealer, the high-tech sealer. It covered good. Now you want to give this flash time between coats. If you put more than one coat on it, around 15 minutes or so, 5 to 10, 15 minutes. Now for the top coat, you want to give it 30 to 60 minutes before you apply the top coat. Personally, we just did one coat of sealer on this, and we have let it flash for around 40 minutes so far before we apply the top coat. And that noise you hear is not the fans. It is pouring the rain outside, and the wind is blowing. So this is after 2 coats of base coat black factory Chevy, and it is pretty well 1-to-1. You can mix this paint I'm using 2-to-1, most paints you can, and then your final coat 1-to-1. But we'll use the black sealer. I went ahead and did 2 coats of 1-to-1 for this, and I got a few little pieces of dirt here, but you can dirt nail that out later. Ain't too worried about it. But once it's all tacked up, before I will go around and hit it with a blow nozzle again and tack cloth it off some more. So stay tuned. Next we're going to throw a finish one clear coat on it, 2 coats of it, and I'll show you what it looks like. So stay tuned. So this is the clear coat we are using, finish one 70-20. It's a great budget clear coat. Out of all the budget clear coats, I prefer the finish one. This is the hardener we are using today, medium hardener. It's kind of warm out, so that's what we're going to use. We've been using flow reducer on the base, but we are using medium hardener. The flow reducer, you know, it works out pretty good, but you got longer flash times. You got to take that into account. So I'm going to go ahead and let that hood finish flashing off for a good 30 minutes. Then I'm going to apply 1 coat of finish one. Wait again to pretty well. I do a feel test on it to when it's smooth, probably about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I'm going to apply the last coat. So stay tuned. This is the hood after 2 coats of finish one. As you can tell, it turned out great. We're going to let it dry. We will be buffing the whole truck. We've got a few little dirt nibs to take care of. Easy to do. You know, we probably won't have to wet sand the whole hood, but we can if we want to. But I think the only thing it's going to need once this clear coat finished flowing out is just a dirt nib here and a quick little polish. Now if you found this video useful, helpful, enjoyed it, leave a comment, drop a like. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to show your support for my channel, and I'll see you on the next video, because we got tons more on this little Chevy coming up. Thank you for watching.